Now, there are many different ways to use text, especially multi-line text. The method you will use will depend on your needs. Styles will control your font type. Let them. mText objects can be edited within the text editor, but keep in mind that once you do, you lose some editing abilities. Let's just start with a blank file. Go to a template and use the acad.dwt template file. Let's look at text styles. You can get to text on the ribbon from the Home tab right here. If you click on text, click on the arrow, you can have single line text or multi-line text. This will start your text, just like you normally would. You can also go to the Annotate tab on the ribbon, and you can get to the same features here. Now this button here will select your text style and make it current. It works just like a dimension style or a multi-leader style. This will change the scale for your text. If you want to change how big a lot of the text objects are, this will set the current height for your text. And if you click this button here, this will get you to your text style manager. We'll go over text styles and how to set them up in a different section. Now, as I stated earlier, there are different ways to use text in multi-lines, and you need to let your styles control your font type. mText objects can be edited within the text editor, but once you do, you lose some of these controls or abilities. For example, let's load in some text, and I'll show you a trick on how to load some text. So we're just going to start the mText command. We're going to get our text editor, and then we're going to right-click. Go to Import Text. Browse to the folder that has your files in it. Go to this chapter's folders, and let's load in the note-pipe.txt file. Select that and click Open. Okay, now we have a lot of text in here. And that's a quick way to insert text into your drawing, especially if it's a set of notes that you're going to use over and over again. It has to be saved as a .txt file, whatever it is. So just remember that. Now that I have some text in here and I have a style set up for them, and it's using the standard style, if I open up Properties palette, I can confirm that. Yes, it's the standard style. So if I open up my style manager, and if I go to standard, I can change the font type to whatever I want. Click apply, click close, and that text object is updated. But if I double click the text to edit it, and let's say these first couple of lines, I select it, I'm going to go bold, italics. I'm just going to give you a big idea of what it's going to look like. We're going to make it very different. Actually, let's make it yellow. And I'd like to also change the font. So I'm going to select it. I'm going to go up here to the fonts, and I'm going to put this one back to a different Arial font. Okay, now that I'm finished, you can see these look very different. And I use the text style overrides within the text editor. Similar to how you would change a line's color or line type through the Properties panel, you can do that too here with the text, and that's fine. But now when I select this object here and I try to change it to a different style, I can't. Because of the overrides, it kind of breaks that style relationship that it has. So it's suggested that if you need to change the font of a text or the color, then manage those visual displays through the Properties Manager, Layers, and Text Styles. Make multiple text styles. They're very easy to make. Now, mText can have a background mask applied to it. This will block out any line work that's behind the text. This allows the text to be seen more easily over line work. So if I have a series of lines, and you want them to be blocked out so that your text sort of sits on top of it and you can't see it, that's easy enough to do. Select your text, go to the Properties palette, and scroll down till you find Background Mask. Right now it's turned on to No. Select it and click this box and pick on the Use Background Mask. Now we want this to be at least 100% of the coverage of it. I typically go with a 1.1, so it gets out just past the edge of the text. So there's a little blank spot around it, just in case. Now instead of picking a color, choose the Use Drawing Background Color. Click OK. Press Escape. And your text has to be on top of your line work. So you can select it Type in DR for draw order, press F for front, and your text will be on top of that, and your line work is still there, as you can see, but it's just being blocked out so that you can read the text more easily. So that's a nice little trick. Also, when you're in the text editor, editing your text, if you right-click, you get access to a lot of different options. Many of them are available up here in the ribbon. You can get to select all, cut and copy, paste special, insert a field, get access to a lot of different symbols, the import text option, as I showed you earlier, alignments, bullet lists, set up columns, find and replace, change case, which is very nice, all caps, which will change everything to all caps if that's the way you have to type, autocorrect caps lock on, different character sets, your background mask, your editor settings, help, and just cancel. So you can see you can get to a lot of different tools and a lot of different ways that make multi-line text inside AutoCAD almost like a word processor.